Top Notch family, what is going on? So we got tons of NBA news and rumors coming out today, especially with 2 days before the NBA trade deadline. A lot of star players possibly on the move after the Luka Doncic trade, De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine. So you guys are definitely going to want to stick around to hear all the news. And if you guys just enjoy my channel, please subscribe to the channel. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. I appreciate all that stuff. And let's get back in today's video. So, it says the Lakers have contacted the Toronto Raptors about Jakob. Now, the Raptors are reportedly seeking a first-round pick for Poeltl. The Lakers have a 2031 first-round pick that they've been clutching tightly for years. Now, we all know the Lakers are desperately looking for a new center after trading away Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. They looked at players like Robert Williams, possibly Jonas Valanciunas. Now they're looking at Jakob. So it's going to be very interesting to see which center they eventually do grab. Jakob could be a little bit expensive. Maybe they don't want to offer that first-round pick. Talent-wise, could be top two of the centers that they've been going after, because I feel like he's better than a Robert Williams, better than Claxton, or Claxton and Poeltl could be 1-2. But Poeltl's pretty solid, and I honestly think he can help the Lakers out a lot, especially offensively too, crashing on the boards and all that good stuff, because now you can have Poeltl as your center, LeBron with Luka. I think that'll be pretty solid. So let us know what you guys think about the Lakers possibly going after Jakob. And since we're talking about the Lakers, Luka Doncic finally spoke out today, and he says at some point I always knew this was going to happen. This dude Luka Doncic joins the damn Lakers and already is lying. This dude's already getting gems from LeBron. This is crazy. How did you know you was going to get traded to the Lakers? Like, stop the cap. And then we got the two LA teams, the Clippers and the Lakers. They have checked in on Malcolm Brogdon. Now, it's interesting because Malcolm Brogdon is dealing with a foot injury, but he has always been one of those veteran point guards that can help out any contending team if he's healthy. But the big question for Brogdon is if. The dude's never healthy at all. So I don't think a team's going to take a risk on Brogdon. But hey, the world may never know. So we'll see what happens with that. And then this one's interesting. It says Atlanta Hawks and the Golden State Warriors are showing interest. Now, the Golden State part, I understand. For the Hawks part, I know they lost Jalen Johnson, but to me, I don't feel like the Hawks are a playoff team. And if they are, they're a playing team, and they just miss it. So why are we trading for a player and Paul George, or showing interest in a player and Paul George, who is a part-time basketball player who makes tons of money, probably has the second worst contract in the NBA? Doesn't make much sense to me for Atlanta. But for the Warriors, they're desperate at this point, and they're desperately looking for a star player. They called for every player that you could possibly think of. They want Giannis, they want LeBron, they want Durant, they want Paul George, they want Jimmy Butler. We'll see what happens with that, though. And then this one was very interesting. It says the Bucks and the Wizards have discussed a Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma trade. Two league sources said the Wizards and Bucks have explored a potential deal, which would send Chris Middleton and draft capital to the Wizards for Kuzma. Now, that's the only reason this deal would get done on the Wizards side, because Chris Middleton is completely washed. He doesn't fit the timeline for the Wizards at all. But also the Wizards do want draft capital in return. So that's the only way I can see them taking a Chris Middleton contract and shipping off Kyle Kuzma, is getting draft capital out of it. Kyle Kuzma has been playing his best basketball this year for the Wizards, but I do think it's an upgrade for the Milwaukee Bucks if they do acquire a player like Kuzma, because Chris Middleton is out of it. So let us know what you guys think about this. And then also it says the Wizards are open to moving Marvin Bagley. He could be entertaining parting veterans with Brogdon and Bagley, who are expiring contracts, as well as center Rashad Holmes, whose $13.3 million salary for next season guaranteed only for $250,000. So I'm sure Marvin Bagley is probably going to be a potential buyout candidate if they don't trade him. So he probably will be joining a contending team very soon. And you guys thought I was trolling, man. The Warriors are literally going after every small forward in the world. They're showing level interest in Brandon Ingram. Now, Brandon Ingram to the Warriors do make more sense than like a Paul George and stuff like that, because I feel like Brandon Ingram could actually be like a future, like hold a future in Golden State, and they could pay him and stuff like that. So I think this does make more sense than a LeBron James or Durant. LeBron, obviously, you're trying to win a championship. Ingram still helps you try to compete for a championship, but I think this is now and for the future if it does happen. And then lastly, the Bucks are eyeing Caleb Martin. Now, I will say the Bucks are obviously trying to improve their depth, their bench shooting and stuff like that. Caleb Martin is dealing with injury. He hasn't been playing his best basketball in Philly. I'm not going to criticize him just yet because that whole Philly team just has been a complete mess. But if Caleb Martin could play like he was playing with the Miami Heat, I think For the 76ers, they probably don't want to trade him. But if they do trade him, I think the Bucks can get a good piece in Caleb Martin. So that's kind of the news and rumors that are coming out today. Let us know what you guys think. This is part 1. Part 2 will be dropped later tonight. I love y'all, and I'm out.